Hey there, legendary souls. Welcome back to Unconventional Counseling. Today we are checking in with the hummingbird spirit animal and the message that it has specifically for you. So I'm going to start shuffling our deck that we're going to use to get this message from the hummingbird, and we'll get into our prayer. Divine alchemist, angels and archangels, well ancestors for our highest good, and hummingbird spirit animal, we invite you in at this time and we welcome you into this space. We're so thankful for all of the ways that you continue to show up for us and the willingness that you continue to have to support us on our spiritual journeys, on our human journeys, just in life, y'all. Life be doing so much, and we're just so grateful that we have unconditional support from you all whenever we need, whenever we ask, whenever we call upon you. Thank you for just staying ready for us. And we ask that this message is clear, it's concise, that I'm a clear channel for the viewer, that this message finds whomever it is ready for, whomever is ready for it, whenever the time is right for them to find it, and that it's uplifting, that it's encouraging, that it supports them in whatever they're going through right now in their life, that it's an affirmation if people need confirmation and affirmation, that it is a push in the right direction if people were unclear, that it is clarity, and that it supports them wherever they're at in their journey. Please support the viewer in growing in their discernment and their wisdom, in learning to trust and listen to their intuition so that whatever is for them resonates deep and they know exactly where this message and how this message applies in their life. And that if there's anything that doesn't resonate, remind the viewer that that's okay, that that's to be expected, and that that part of the message is probably for someone else, so that they should just leave that part for someone else. We thank you all so much for all that you have done, all that you're currently doing, and all that you're going to do in service of these intentions. Thank you so much, and we love you so much. Ashe. All right, let's see what we're working with, hummingbird. I am so excited to see the hummingbird spirit animal because nothing is strange out here, right? When you know that you're connected to spirit and to nature. However, and there are these, little starlings, little sparrows. I don't know if they're the same bird, but just consider whatever bird is like the typical bird that you see around, right? In nature, not like pigeons, because they're different. So there are these little sparrows that I see all the time, these little brown birds. And recently, they've been coming up to my window and flying really close to my window, not hitting it, thankfully, because I've seen that happen before. But they've been flying really close to my window, usually in my line of sight. And then they just hover there. They fly. They flap their wings, kind of like how a hummingbird does. And every time it mesmerizes me because I'm like, you're not a hummingbird. What are you doing? What? And every time I just kind of laugh because I'm like, why are all of these sparrows, why are all of them flying in this same way? Why are they all coming to the window? I'm just like, what? And I'll just be there kind of dumbfounded, kind of happy, because it's such a cute, it feels like they're saying hello. It feels like a message. And I've been meaning to look up the hummingbird. I've been meaning to look into my hummingbird, spirit animal card and the meaning in this guidebook that I have here. So to see the hummingbird come out, I'm like, yes. Sometimes, at least for me, I'll put things on my quote unquote spiritual to-do list, and then it's like, I don't get to it. I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna look that up. And then, I'm doing other things, life does things. And what I really appreciate is that spirit always comes through. Spirit always comes through. It's like, okay, you don't have to remember everything. We'll just send it to you when you're ready. So that's your first message. You don't have to remember everything. We'll just send it to you when you're ready. All right, let's see what cards we have here. So something is happening, all right? We're just going to say for this whole month, because the past 2 weeks of animal spirit messages, the 7 of Wands has been in this exact position. If you have not watched the animal spirit messages for the last 2 weeks, I really invite and encourage you to do so if that feels resonant to you. I'm just like, what? Okay. If this was about to be the same card that was in the same position, I was about to be like, Spirit, what's going on? But it's not. It's a different card. Okay. King of Cups. Empress. All right. A whole lot of power is coming through. They're sitting in very similar positionalities here. So there's something going on, I see. There's something going on. There's a shift happening with the balance that you experience within your divine masculine and your divine feminine energy. They are really in alignment in a new way. You know, I love this card. There are some cards that have really supported me in different chapters of my journey. And when I first see them, I'm like, oh no, this is a horrible card. And I go on this whole journey with the card until I get to a point where when I first see the card, I don't see the negative in it. I don't see the shadow elements in it. And so I see this card and I see the quote unquote positive energies within it. So there's something shifting for you where there's a deeper balance between your masculine and your feminine, your divine masculine, your divine feminine energies, that they're coming into greater alignment, and it's really impacting your thinking for the positive. You're able to access positive thinking more so than you have been in the past. Spirit, can we please clarify this Devil card? Oh, okay. You're coming to the end of a karmic cycle around obsessing over what other people do, over attaching yourself to former versions of you. Yeah, there is a really big shift occurring in your mental sphere. And it may feel like, as you're experiencing the shift, you might feel like, I see that I've come a long way over the past few years, but you know what? I'm still not where I want to be. That's okay. Everything takes time. Everything in time. So what I'm seeing is a deeper sense of intimacy with yourself. You are getting so clear on what you feel when the vibes are off, when the energy within you feels off, when your mindset feels judgmental of yourself, when your mindset feels like, when it feels like you're constantly coming into loops and loops, and you're feeling bound and trapped, and you're feeling blindsided or blinded, you're really coming into such a deep awareness because you've been practicing so much with yourself and what you feel and where your mind is at. And within that practice, there is this, you're allowing yourself to say no to things. And you're allowing yourself to say no to how you are thinking about things. You're allowing the doing part of you, the part of you that likes structure, the part of you that makes shit happen, the part of you that helps you manifest your dreams, your divine masculine energy. You're allowing that part of you to sit down. You're allowing that part of you to receive care and affection and love from others and from yourself, from the divine. You're allowing the love to show up wherever it wants to, wherever it comes in. And you're allowing for your empathy, your compassion, your very receptive nature to vibes, to energy, your desire to help people and to help yourself even. You're allowing that part of you to take a break. So if there's any way that you've been overgiving in relationships and kind of undergiving to yourself, or ways that you've been overindulging in things in a sort of a shadowy effort to give something to yourself. Like, for example, for me, it's nutrition, it's eating. It's been overeating for my whole life. So there are times when I'm trying to give myself a moment of respite, a moment of a break, or almost like to not be able to feel my feelings, right? Like that's the goal. Oh, you're feeling overwhelmed, self? Okay, well, we'll just eat this, we'll just eat all of this, and then we won't have to feel that anymore. So whatever it is for you that shows up, because that is like the shadow element of the divine feminine. You're feeling all this, okay, well, how do we make it so that you don't feel it? How do we make it go away? How do we take your mind off of it? How do we distract you from it? How do we give you something else to think about, to feel? It's kind of like how sometimes overwhelmed parents will just, like, when a baby is crying, they'll just give them something. They'll just give them something. On the one hand, it's supportive because the baby learns to soothe not just through co-regulation, not just through attunement, because the parent needs a break. However, when that is the only thing that the overwhelmed parent reaches for, when that is the only thing that we reach for me, when that is the only thing that I reach for, I get out of balance. I get out of balance with all other parts of me. And maybe it's similar for you. So you are coming into a greater balance here. You're allowing yourself to have a break that doesn't equate to numbing out, that doesn't equate to distraction, that doesn't equate to, okay, well, just don't feel that. Here's the pacifier, here's the pizza, here's the weed, here's the alcohol. Just like, don't think about that and just focus on this. You're doing something different. You're literally sitting back and you're like, damn, I'm tired. You know what? Let me kick up my feet. Let me get off of my feet. Whew, let me just take a deep breath. It almost feels like grandmama energy, you know? Like a grandmother who has been tending to children all day, a grandmother who's been working all day, a grandmother who's been doing all the things for all the other people. And then when she gets home, all she wants to do is just sit and breathe and be in her home. Like, she's content to just be there. And that might not be what you want. You might want to read. You might want to take a bath. You might want to get a massage. Like, you might want to do something that feels like self-care for you. But self-care in that future you feels more in alignment. Future you got to feel their feelings and didn't have to push them aside, or didn't feel like it had to be neglected, it had to be numbed in order for you to continue on. Like, you're actually getting a break. Not a fake break, a real break. One where you can feel what you're feeling. And that, I say, is a tremendous breakthrough. Because capitalism doesn't really make a lot of space for us to rest and for us to relax and for us to just take a breath and be with ourselves and feel into our bodies. Take a day off from work. Take a half day from school. Just have fun and enjoy ourselves. Just sit back and get dressed up and be cute. just because we feel like it. So there are some really big shifts occurring within your mental body, within your emotional body, within your physical body. And it's looking like there's some positives. It's looking like there's some this is a change for you. This is a change. All right, let's read up about this hummingbird. Let's get out of here. All right, so we've got positive. That word came up. Enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. I love that. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. When this energy is out of balance, we feel sharp, insistent, and pushy. To bring this energy into balance, take a class. So I love taking classes. I personally love fitness classes, but I love taking classes because you get so much out of it. You get to learn something. You get to take your mind off of whatever it is that's with you, but you also get to bring your body and your mind with you, right? So if it's a pottery class, you can do something with your hands and you can still be thinking about whatever the thing is that's upsetting you or that you need to work through. And the same is true for just about anything if you take a class, especially if you get to move your body or your hands. There's just something about reminding yourself that you have more capacity than you realize, and that the capacity stretches when we tend to do something fun. Like we take a break, but it's still for the betterment of future us. To bring this energy into balance, practice curiosity and learn something. I love that. I love that. I sense that that's one of the main things that's shifting you into this more positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful energy. You're just allowing yourself to learn. You're allowing yourself to be the page, especially emotionally. You're allowing yourself to be like, you know what? Things are changing, and maybe it'll be okay. And yes, it's hard right now. And yes, this is challenging for me. Like you're being intimate with yourself, as I said earlier. You're being honest with yourself about what you feel. Yeah, there's power in that. There's power in that. Oof, I love. All right, so we're going to pause our reading here. I hope that you got something important, powerful, uplifting, encouraging. Hope it was clear for you, and I'll catch you in the future. See you next time. Bye.